Hi everybody, it's Narrative Tarot. I don't know, another car video. So I basically am watching something foaming at the mouth. It's like nothing spiritual. Nothing spiritual. But anyway, I was basically I had thoughts about this before, like the Matrix, and basically what I've come to the conclusion of with the Matrix is that, yeah, like, we can talk about, because, okay, so the South Node is in Taurus. The South Node is in Scorpio, so be aware of, like, conspiracy theories and, like, power and, like, the disquieting feeling that you have with regards to power and shit like that. But, like, I'll try to link somewhere my North Node in Taurus video or whatever. It surprisingly did well. It has like almost like 200 views, like, basically, and I'm like, oh my god, where y'all with the other videos? That's all I'm gonna say. But so like the Matrix and stuff like that, and I know this is like on the South Node end, you can get really into like the rabbit hole and stuff like that. But this year, it's the year of the tiger, and it's a year of being the fuck silent. And so being silent allows you to see what crops up for you and against you. And because Scorpio is in the South Node, like hidden enemies, hidden things, death, transformation, taxes, other people's money, sex, like those taboo things, you really need to be quiet and shut the fuck up so you can, like, see all of that stuff. People who don't really fuck with you, things you don't really fuck with, things that are detrimental to you. I made a video, and I don't know if I'm gonna post it, but it was me being in my, like, Saturn, I'm tired of this shit. Not a rant, but just kind of, well, really my Neptune shit, where I was like, God. I wasn't crying or anything, but it was just kind of late, and it was just like droopy video. But basically, I'm just talking about like Saturnian things of being a lot of noise, and how when there's a lot of noise, you just really need quiet at some point. And so this is a year of being quiet, of listening, and watching, because Taurus also is about landscape. It deals with like physical land and stuff like that, and wealth and money. And so getting your landscape clear as well, so decluttering, getting rid of stuff, finding the value in being a little bit more organized. I know it's not Saturnian, it's Venusian, but there's a beauty in having a lifestyle that encapsulates you. That's also why I have issues with minimalism, because people with capsule wardrobes, they never get the encapsulate your life. They always get cap as in limit the amount of clothes, which is kind of like, eh. So it's a good year to shut the fuck up. Just watch what happens. It's a good year to also put up or shut up. So if you want any changes in the world, the North Node is in the 2nd house. The South Node is in the 8th house. If you want to bring any of those transformations down and transforming your psyche and showing that your psyche is transformed, because that's what's going to happen. As your psyche grows and evolves and changes, as you gain new information and you integrate it into your body. Oh, they're putting salt down. Finally. You create this environment where you can show how you've evolved. So what I mean, basically, if you've grown, if you've learned lessons, if you integrate it into your body, if you've let things go, then your physical space will change, because you cleared out things literally out of your physical space, and your body will most likely change. So there's probably a lot of people who are ready to change their body. I've been trying to change that shit for a while, but the psyche is ready now. It may be a hard lesson, it may be not the smoothest journey, but I do think that you will have like really earned it, and there's going to be a real beauty in your transformation at this time, because you've really gone through that Plutonian energy. And Plutonian energy is more about when Scorpio is in its like best energy, it's about confrontation of things and making sure that you meet things head on. The thing with South Node and Scorpio is that the paranoia, but then you can also become really scared. And a lot of Scorpios, people talk about like them being vindictive and stuff like that, but a lot of Scorpios are scared of a lot of things. They run from a lot of things. They run from darkness. They're scared of the dark. They're scared of evil, and they have this weird thing about stuff like that. Like, that's them in their shadow, but them in their light aspect, they're able to see darkness, they're able to confront it, they're able to confront issues immediately head on, they speak up for themselves and stuff like that. So like, that is something to think about. So basically with the Matrix, I was just saying that the Matrix is basically meant to squeeze you and force you to become reliant upon your ability to stand up for yourself and your ability to have boundaries. And when you don't have them, then the Matrix kind of like fucks you up and shit like that. So basically boundaries is what you learn through being in this Matrix, and your ability to be you, and your ability to understand that what you have is very special and specific, and learning about the divinity of all, but the division, and how divinity has split itself into different consciousness forms. Excuse me. Another thing I wanted to talk about briefly is what was it? Oh, my ideas on like science and stuff like that. So the world is like doing shit show. We have, this pandemic thing or whatever. But I was just thinking about, I have to think about the nodes as well, and while they're going backwards and we're going forward. There's like some time warp things with that. My nails look so pretty. I'm sorry. I'm a Leo moon. My fingers are wonky, but like my nails are so pretty. Leo moon, always admiring the self, right? So where was I going with this? Oh, my ideas on science. So basically, I have this idea with science, with all this like Franken science going on and all that stuff. I have one thing. First, that science is evolving. It's evolution, and means evolution, it means change and things like that. But two, it also needs to move the perceptions of people, or about people, when it evolves. What do I mean by that? If you have a certain group of people who you proved scientifically were inferior, usually it was like black or like whatever group of people that you wanted to slander or keep down. When science evolves, your thinking about those people or things like that need to evolve with it. What you have is a bunch of people who believe the science, but when things evolve and change and we've shifted, they have yet to shift. And that is kind of an Aquarian thing when it comes to fixed energy. It's a fixed energy type thing, right? So we need to go away from that. The next thing with regards to science is that science should be, this is where I'm going with my ideas on science. I think that science ultimately, every iteration of science that is for the evolution and not the de-evolution, devolution, whatever it's called, makes the veil thinner, essentially. I think we're getting to the point where, not that we're merging with technology, but that the veil is thin enough that our perceptions of reality, like are able to see the different layers of dimensions. So what do I mean by that? You're able to see like what's going on in the first through whatever dimension it is. And your ability is not hampered anymore. I think that's ultimately, science, where the veil thins because we've evolved in some way, and our abilities to integrate the information that we're getting. I don't know if we're really, like, we've evolved, yes, but I don't know if we've evolved in the way that I'm talking about. So I had something else to say about the Taurus stuff, but I'm a Mercury in Cancer, so, and then it's opposed Neptune, which is also conjunct Uranus, for me in the 5th house. So it's like a struggle. It's like I don't have a retrograded Mercury, but it's already a struggle. So but those are my thoughts. I think it's a good year to be quiet. Oh, this is another thing about money. If you have beliefs, it is a good time to support those beliefs with your finances. I don't mean just making a donation. I mean showing up and putting money as an energy towards whatever it is. We need money in this 3D plane. I don't care how anti-capital whatever you get about things. There's some sort of exchange that needs to be given. Even if you were on a barter system, that's an exchange that needs to be given. If you are looking to change the world, it is time for you to put up or shut up. What I mean by that is, if you are a community activist, it is time for you to, one, be quiet so you can see the landscape, to see your opposition, to see your supporters, and see them as they really are, with no kind of fed external stimuli, to just see them in their natural habitat of beingness, for better or for worse. Whatever you find, it is what it is. But then two, to put your money and energy and let it speak for you. If you don't stand for something, the best way for you to show you don't stand for it is to not support it anymore, financially. And I would stay away from overly popularizing for or against something. Moving in silence and just letting your life, I'm a North Node and Sag person, letting your life speak about what you actually value makes sense. Like, if you were to go in someone's home and you would just look at all of the stuff, you can kind of start to see, as you just watch and look, what they value. You can look and see what they value. Now, when you gain discernment, you'll be able to see how much of that discernment was based on false perception of self, others, the ability to relate, the ability to fit in, the ability to be loved, the ability to stand alone, the ability to stand in one's truth. But you do get a good perception of someone when you just look, and you don't think about, you don't auto-suggest what it is. So it's a great year for those transformations. I'll repost, I guess, because I don't really feel like doing another video for Year of the Tiger. I think I'm going to start Year of the Dragon, Year of the Rabbit, because Year of the Dragon, I did an ancestral message, but I kind of feel like Year of the Dragon is going to be a pivotal year. Really, the years 2020 to 2032 are like really pivotal years. And I'll be doing videos on the countries that I think are going to be going through some like interesting shifts. Those are Haiti, France, Spain, perhaps, Mexico, or largely the Hispanophone and Francophone worlds. So Hispanophone would be the Spanish-speaking worlds. Francophone would be the French-speaking worlds. And we'll throw maybe Lusophone in there, which would be Portuguese-speaking. But anyway, because everybody's talking about the U.S. and stuff like that, but nobody's talking about, like, Pluto, it goes into Aquarius. Things that happened when Pluto was in Aquarius, from what I remember, Pluto, Aquarius, but Pluto also going into Pisces, those two areas, French Revolution, the Haitian Revolution, there was conflicts going in Mexico, where Mexico was trying to get off of its colonial past with Spain. And so there's a lot of reconciliation that has to happen, because what followed, everybody talks about America being disintegrating and shit like that, but really the Civil War was that disintegration, and the Civil War's Pluto return won't happen until what? Pluto Pisces, Pluto Aries, somewhere in there. So we got like about 30 more years or so like that before we really start seeing like some weird shit, as far as I'm concerned. This is, yes, the Pluto and Capricorn thing, but I think as far as the U.S. really is concerned, where it was some pivotal shifts, because after the Civil War, slavery was done. What we called slavery was done. It took a new form. But that, if we're gonna talk about like black people, that's when all of that really shifted. And it's been a hell of a fight, and it's about to be a hell of a fight too. But I'll explain more about that later. This is way longer than I thought, but I just put all of this together. All of this together, loves. So, alright, thank you. Carlita, my car, Carlita, I was like connecting with her, and basically I'm going to be doing more car videos. I don't know, it's kind of convenient, and you know, maybe you guys are tired of seeing me in like the fucking house. I don't know. Alright, bye.